Governor, you are the CEO of this county, and you must make hard decisions. William Ruto, the CEO at the national level, inherited CBC. He now has to fix it. You can't blame people. He inherited SGR. He inherited debt. He inherited a wage bill that is not sustainable. And those of us in Nairobi, it is now becoming a worn-out song when people attribute it to the past regime. This is a government that is in office. You're the captain of the ship. You must make sure that there's value for money on all the projects you undertake. You must make sure that everything is done within the law. And if you think that things or decisions were made outside the law, it is your responsibility, it is your duty to escalate to the relevant institutions. You do not have to wait for the Senate.
It must go on record that we had the same problem with the governor when he came to Nairobi. Yesterday, Chair, in our tour of the project that we toured, and we will get into that later with your guidance, Chair, the same thread that keeps me running, that you go to visit a project, there is no project file, it's people just recalling what could have happened when. Chair, whatever happens, with your guidance, we must engage the county government of Uasingishu on the question of value for money. Because I have said it before, Chair, I want to go on record again. If there is one thing that this Senate must be known for, it is to defend devolution. And the best way of killing devolution is to make sure that we allow people to just play around with public finances and get away with it. Chair, today we must find a way of dealing with this matter.
Chair, County Secretary, please clarify on the person talking, because he is the one who is going to give the true information about the stadium.
Thank you. Our city manager is on leave, which ends on the 28th of May. And while on leave, which he applied, he could not leave it vacant. That's why we appointed our Director of Administration to be the acting manager while the city manager is on leave.
5 hospital. The committee inspected the project. The observations of the committee, the project stalled more than a year ago. The statement by the county is that the project is at 70% completion. There was variation that has been done in the project. There are two contractors in the project. Zero.
Clerk, please give your brief.
Yes. The committee, therefore, not in the state of the project, directed the county first as to provide more details, particularly on the plan the county plans to take to have the project completed. The committee also gave, this is not captured, but the committee also gave an opportunity for members of the public in the region, and they expressed their strong desire that the project is completed, since there is a need for such a kind of a facility in that region. The committee therefore directed the county to provide details, further documentation on this project, and aimed at completing the project. And I don't know whether the project will not manage to look at the documents, whether to ascertain whether the documents provided in these files before us are part of the documentation requested by the committee. So as you say, the chair, particularly the project is stalled and the contractor was not on site.
I want to say, because you have reminded us that county government is a formation of both arms of government, the county assembly and county executive. I want to report here that in the first year of this administration, when we were seated as both arms of government, we all realized that the first government was too ambitious with mega projects, and we knew that we might not bring them to completion. And what we recommended is that the governor and his team hold the bull by its horn by saying, among all these projects, what are we able to do and what are we not able to do, so that we have a way forward. If there are 7 projects, can we finalize with 2? But up to date, there is no report from the executive, meaning that, and you have heard that from the executive, that they would continue giving bit by bit. My take is a high time we all agree that this is not tenable. We need to call it by its name by saying what is possible doing by the county government and what is possible to release to any other organization or national government, so that the people of Uasingishu can get the value of public money.
Okay, first, let me first state the reason for our coming to Uasingishu today. I chair the Public Accounts Committee of the Senate, and today we came to do project inspections and interrogations of the reports of the Auditor General. We take the view that oversight that is done from Nairobi is insufficient, and the best oversight is where the committee of the Senate comes to the ground. Yesterday, my committee went around the county. We visited the 64 stadium that is stalled. We visited the Keses health facility that is having challenges. We visited the Ziwa level 5 facility, which is facing significant challenges. And we also visited the Jackson Mandago Special Needs Assessment Center. We were able to visit 4 facilities yesterday. Today, we call the governor to shed further light, to tell us how much has been spent on those projects and whether there's been value for money and what his plans are as a CEO of the county to ensure that they are completed. It is disheartening what we have seen in Uasingishu. Starting with 64 Stadium, a project that was initiated several years ago. It should have already been delivered so that the youth and the residents of Uasingishu can truly live to that motto of a county of champions. 700 million has been spent on a stadium which nobody can use. There is no track to run on. There is no field to play on. That is a white elephant, because a white elephant is a public project which is not being used for the intended purpose. When we went to Ziwa level 5, a project that was supposed to build a 400-bed hospital, which was supposed to be one of the biggest hospitals around. Almost 600 million has been spent on it, but no single injection has been done there. Not a single drug is in there. There has been no service at Ziwa level 5. That is also another white elephant, because when you build a hospital, it is only useful when you can get medical services from it. When we went to the Jackson Mandago Training Special Needs Assessment Center, 2.5 billion, the governor tells us, is what is required to bring it to fruition. So far, a contract has been signed for about 175 million, and there is very little to show for it. The consultant has already been paid 17 million, 65% of the total cost, and yet, the consultant was supposed to be supervising the project. The project is at about 13-15%. The consultant has already been paid 65%. White elephant, a smoking gun, and all signs of corruption in that. We have advised the governor that he must improve program management in this county. Ziwa level 5, already 600 million has been spent. We have demonstrated to him that the governor for Makueni was able to deliver a 200-bed mother and child hospital at 150 million. And sometimes you wonder, are we building a 5-star hospital? If there was anything like a 5-star hospital, for us to require 1 billion Kenya shillings to deliver a 400-bed hospital. So this county must restructure the way it does projects. Every county must have a county integrated development plan. It runs for 5 years. We probably must put it in law that when it reaches the end of term of a governor, they should be restricted from launching multi-year projects that will have a huge budgetary allocation or implication on subsequent governors. We have seen some of these projects were initiated quite late in the day of the past administration, and they're imposing a huge budgetary drain or burden on the current government. But we have also told the current governor that he's a chief executive officer. He was elected to make tough decisions. It is not enough to complain about the past administration. We have demonstrated to him that William Ruto inherited the mess of CBC. He now has to fix it. He can't tell us it's Uhuru. He inherited the debt problem. He must fix it. He inherited a wage bill. He must fix it. He inherited an SGR which was at some point like a white elephant. He must fix it. Governor B must fix it because he was elected to be the chief executive officer of this county. Finally, this county has got a lot of potential, but that potential can only be unlocked if leadership takes the right priorities and makes the right decisions. We do not regret bestowing city status on Eldoret municipality. We believe that Eldoret municipality deserves to be elevated to a city. But when we look at the budgetary discipline in this county, we do not see that even this city is going to be promoted and built to the level that the Senate would have expected or to the level that is expected under the Urban Areas and Cities Act. Finally, we have also had a conversation with the members of County Assembly and reminded them that they are responsible for primary oversight, and we will continue to work with the County Assembly to strengthen their capacity, to strengthen the understanding of relevant laws and procedures, and ultimately to separate their budgets from the budgets of the county executive so that they can be independent, they can be bold and fearless in oversight of budgets, in scrutiny of plans and appointments, and in oversight of the financial affairs of the county government.
Maybe what do you take ungazetted officers answering on behalf of the government as a Senate? Do you have an issue on that?
As a Senate, we do not have a lot of visibility on appointees or appointments that are approved by the County Assembly. That is the responsibility of the County Assembly. Today, our primary respondent was the governor, who is gazetted as a chief executive officer of this county, and any other officer he came along with, I think they were free to support the governor. So if there are issues, I think something came up with regards to the municipal manager, or is it city manager, that is a matter that I want to call on the County Assembly to look into. Because when the Senate approved the application of Uasingishu or of Eldoret municipality to become a city, the rest of the steps now lie in the hands of the County Assembly. Budgeting, structuring, and interviewing the persons and vetting the persons responsible for running the city. So I want to encourage the County Assembly to deal with that matter and lay it to rest so that Eldoret City can become a true city.
I think to add what the chair said everything.
Of that, against the total project.
Mimi nimesema hii kitu tuifanye ikuwe as simple as possible kwa wananchi to consume. So mimi ukinipatia hii document, I can read and maybe understand the document.
Yes.
Kuna wazee hapa na mama labda wanashangaa sasa hii watu wanasema 41% ni nini? The question I'm asking is, if you are preparing this document in good faith, you would have told us if this is a maternity wing, the architectural design for it looks like this. So this is how far we have gone, and according to us, it constitutes 41% of the complete project. Sasa 41% ya makaratasi jameni.
Chair. Basically, that's our.
Chair, I wanted before we leave the 41%, engineer, is there a possibility that we may also lose the 41% when the contractor comes back again? Because as you can see, maybe there will be other refurbishment or other repairs that will be done, and you will have lost even the 41%, and that will go to the cost of variations.
Actually, by the time the contractor will be decided to be, maybe that. Because according to the public, this contractor just completed the roofing trusses. He just completed putting the roofing trusses.
When?
A few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Be precise.
I'm not very particular.
But you are part of the team. You are talking about team leader. That's why we need a site engineer.
Siajibu tu kama kuna 41% baadaye mkianza because of this delay.
No, finishing the trusses. You know, Alianza October. Hiyo trusses alikuja kumalizia.
Na sio Oktoba, nawasikia sasa. Sasa huyu anasema alikuja huku 2 weeks ago. Lakini you guys, I mean, you know, let me just say this. Let me just say this. CS, na waziri. If you land yourselves in trouble, it is because of your own intentions to mislead the Senate. Because, you know, I was even actually opposed to the QS coming to talk to us because the percentages that she gave us at the stadium, I have a big problem with it. But you have insisted on her coming. She comes here and says, the last time that the contractor was here was last year, October.
Engineer Giro.
Wewe bwana umeinsist you are part of the team.
2 weeks.
He was here 2 weeks ago. Who do you listen?
Phase 1 iko wapi?